What's going on, child? It's your most favorite diabetic YouTuber in the whole entire world. Back in another video. Now today we are talking about how the Kuminga drama has finally ended, and also Seth Curry is also joining the Warriors. Now, more specific, I'm just gonna say this real quick. Obviously, I'm not at the crib, I'm at home, but the show, it must go on because I got shit to do and I gotta say it. Now, of course, I'm gonna break down everything I know about all these deals and give my thoughts and opinions, but honestly, I feel like Kuminga's just signing this deal so he has an actual contract, and then eventually he's going to get the out of there / ask him for a trade. But more specific, I'm going to break this all down as if that's not necessarily how it's going down. So before you get any further, I'd say this is all love, no hate. Now, of course, going to make my jokes, be brutally honest, and I won't lie to you, I am typically an arsehole, but if it's hate, beef, or anything crazy like that, obviously, I admit it. Now, one more time, all love, no hate. Okay, so first thing first, I'm going to talk about this one because, honestly, I just don't feel like there's a lot of shite to talk about it. But necessarily, Seth Curry is signing a one-year deal with the Golden State Warriors. Now, I like that one just because, honestly, my theory in my mind is, what if Stephen Curry plays like Giannis when Thanasis is on that team? You know, Giannis, he always gets that little oomph when he has his brother around. So I'm wondering if Steph Curry, will play like that, play even more elite than he actually is, especially for, his age and everything. Like, I'm just going to be honest with y'all. Like, I'm just imagining a spark of, like, poof, and Curry just feeling it. Now, when you think about Seth Curry, you're like, yeah, all right, he can still be a great role player, but when I say role player, I'm thinking like 5 to 4 minutes, depending on how the actual rotation is looking like. But necessarily at the same time, I think it's something good for Stephen Curry, plus, chemistry-wise. And if anything, you got another backup point guard / maybe somewhat of a shooting guard. Or small forward if you really want to be tricky and play it around like that. But honestly, it's not that bad of a deal. Nothing too crazy, and yeah. So now, the Kuminga drama has finally ended. Now, more specifically, apparently, Jonathan Kuminga is signing for 2 years, $48.5 million. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I really don't know what the whole dispute and money pricing and all that was originally, but if it was anything close to this bullshit, I'm just going to be honest with y'all, this was some petty shit. The Warriors were doing some petty shit, and honestly, I hope he gets a chance, because you look at last season, it looked like they were trying to, make his money worth value go down, but at the same time, it failed. But, it seemed like Steve Kerr, the Warriors just in general, were not trying to with him, basically put him on the side burner, because they knew that if they finessed his whole career, season, or whatever you want to say, they had an opportunity to, get him for that great deal and benefit, a little bit more than they did necessarily. Now, of course, it failed, but at the same time, you got to give him credit for trying, even though I despise it and don't like that move. But yeah, you got to give him credit for trying. Now, I just don't see him playing that much. That's just kind of my theory. My worst fears, because Kerr, yeah, he might play him now that he has actually a solidified contract or whatever you want to say. But when you think about it, in the beginning of last season, you're like, yeah, he ain't getting no minutes, nothing. This is kind of disappointing and asinine. So, just with all those factors, it's kind of got me worried. But, of course, odds are he's either there for half the season, trade deadline, he gone. Now, I don't know who he could be traded to. Of course, we kept hearing about the Sacramento Kings, but low-key, depending on how the power forward position really is looking, besides Beef Stew, of course, on the Pistons, I would not mind Kuminga for the right price. Shit, y'all could have Duncan Robinson. But, yeah, more specifically, 2 years, $48.5 million is a pretty good deal. Shit. If I could get 48.5 for 2 years, call me. I'll go out and do whatever you want, shit. But in general, it is a pretty hefty deal, and low-key at the same, well, not too hefty, but still hefty enough. So, yeah, when you think about it, they could trade him away for some good assets, especially since when you're looking at their bench, it's like, yeah, it's decent, but at the same time, it's full of veterans and a little bit worrying. Now, at the same time, I'm not too worried, because all around Jimmy Butler, I think they still have Buddy Hield. I could be wrong. It just Pozeski, and just everybody in general, that team's low-key loaded. And now that they got Kuminga back, even better. But we'll have to see what kind of Kuminga we're getting. If we're going to get the Kuminga that actually is going to be able to show his potential, or if we're getting the you Kuminga. But really, that's all I got to say. I do like this, but low-key was not expecting that. I was expecting a trade. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below, and also what you want to see your boy make. But like I said, that's all I got for y'all. Peace.